Look out! It's Spider-Man! We've created a battle pass featuring Peter Parker and 6 of his comic book companions. We've got 4 different film series, 6 decades worth of comics, and over 50 video games to pull from. Come on, let's swing into action! First up, we've got the web slinger himself, Spider-Man! And as his default skin, we're giving him the design portrayed by Tom Holland. He's got his red and blue suit with the iconic adjusting eye shapes as seen in the most recent MCU movies. We'd also give players the options to unlock the Andrew Garfield and the Tobey Maguire style Spider-Man skins, or else the collection would feel incomplete. Which do you prefer? Spider-Man's first comic book appearance was in Amazing Fantasy issue number 15 in August 1962, and has since become extremely popular around the world. For a back bling, we'd give Spidey his camera to take pictures for the Daily Bugle. For his pickaxe, we'd give this hero the ability to sling webs, and they'd be insanely strong webs. Spider-Man would also use his web-slinging abilities to form a glider every time he jumped out of the battle bus. If he were an NPC in the game, you'd be able to find him near the tall buildings in Retail Row, and he'd ask you to make a bunch of different builds, so he could test out getting different camera angles for a Daily Bugle photo shoot. They'd also serve as a trap to lure his enemies in for a fight. Now, if Spider-Man does come to Fortnite as a skin, it probably won't be until October or November 2021. The new film Spider-Man No Way Home is slated for release on December 17th, so his skin release would be dependent on promotion for the movie. Would you choose the prolific Peter Parker as your fighter if he came to the game? Let's check out one of his biggest nemeses. We're bringing Dr. Octopus to our Battle Pass, and he's looking sinister as ever. Dr. Otto Octavius first appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 3 in July 1963, and quickly caught people's attention with his intense metal appendages. His robotic octopus arms would be featured on his skin, and would also function as a removable back bling, in case you wanted to make him look like a regular evil doctor. For a skin-specific emote, we'd give Doc Ock one called Octo Attack, where his arms would throw out punches in various patterns. Maybe Spider-Man could use the emote shadow boxing to dodge them. For Doc Ock's glider, he'd come with one powered by the force of nuclear energy, as seen in Spider-Man 2. You could see its orange glow as you floated down to the island. If Dr. Octopus were an NPC in the game, you could find him over at Steamy Stacks, studying the development of Kevolution energy. He would send you on a quest to go collect cubic artifacts, so that he could research Kevin the Cube, its dark energy, and prepare for its return. Do you think Doc Ock would be as popular as some other villains featured in the game? He's one of the few who beat Spider-Man the first time they fought, and he's also the leader of the Sinister Six, a group who may have other members featured in this video, so make sure to stick around. Up next, dropping in from the Spider-Verse, we've got Miles Morales. Miles is featured with the very stylish red and black Spider-Man suit design. He would also come with a second style with the zip-up hoodie over his costume, as well as a plainclothes teenager style. Miles Morales first appeared in Ultimate Comics Fallout number 4 in August 2011, and took on the role of our favorite Spider Guy after the death of Peter Parker. If brought to Fortnite, we'd also give him the pickaxe ability of slashing things with his super strong webs. As a Spider-Verse bonus, we'd give him Spider-Ham as a back bling. And for a glider, he'd come with a special red and black one with the spider symbol on it. For a skin-specific emote, Miles Morales would show off his spider sense, where he'd get an alert above his head and then do a quick backflip and cast a web. As an NPC, you could find Miles Morales tightening up his fighting abilities around dirty docks. He'd be using all of the shipping crates to practice wall crawling as well. Are you a fan of Miles Morales Spider-Man? Are you looking forward to the sequel of Into the Spider-Verse? We can't wait to see it! Okay, next up, we've got another infamous villain flying in, and this time it's the Green Goblin. As a Fortnite skin, he'd be featured in his classic green costume manufactured by Oscorp. He'd also come with a business suit version of Norman Osborn. The Green Goblin first appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 14, released in July 1964. If included in the game, he would come with a purple pickaxe, and would also drop in on his bat-shaped Goblin glider. Did you know that he was first portrayed flying on a turbo fan-powered broomstick in the comics? For a backbling, Norman would have his bag of tricks, which would hold his pumpkin bombs used to terrify the island. Why not include pumpkin bombs as a mythic weapon in Season 8? For an emote, the Green Goblin would come with one called Pumpkin Prowler, where he'd throw down a pumpkin bomb that would release hallucinogenic gas that would distort his face and body, making him look warped and nightmarish. If the Goblin were an NPC on the island, you could find him in Holly Hatchery, studying the low-gravity effects the aliens have created. He may try to steal some Chimera armor as well. Would you like to play as this Halloween-themed foe in Fortnite? Let us know with a comment down below. On to another. Smashing through walls in all of your precious builds, we've got Rhino. He first appeared in the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 41, released in October 1966. Alexei Setsevich was a Russian immigrant turned criminal who went through an experimental procedure that altered his skin, allowing for an artificial covering as well as giving him superhuman strength and endurance. He also hates Spider-Man. If included in Fortnite, we'd give him his classic gray Rhino skin, complete with horn on top of his head. For a pickaxe, he could just use his super powerful fists. He can crush concrete like a wrecking ball. For a backbling, he'd have a bank robber's bag full of cash. For a glider, Rhino would come with one forged out of metal girders. Rhino's skin-specific emote would simply be called Rhinoceros, and he would scream with intense rage and huff and puff at you. If he were an NPC, you could find him over at Boney Burbs. He would feel very at home with all of the animal skulls and bones. If you approached him, he'd ask you for clues to Spider-Man's whereabouts, and if you couldn't give him an answer, he'd run and smash a wall. Would you use this mad villain as a skin to win? Next up, now for another member of the Sinister Six, Electro. Were you shocked at this choice? Max Dillon was first introduced as Electro in the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 9 in February 1964. As his skin, we'd give him his blue electrifying design as portrayed by Jamie Foxx. For his pickaxe, Electro would be able to use his quick shockwaves of energy in order to blast through builds and mine mats. His backbling would be a reactive ball of electricity that flared up every time he got a kill. For a glider, Max Dillon would come equipped with electro-charged wings to help him soar through the air. And for an emote, he would have one called Charged Up, where he'd be able to shoot electricity out of his hands like chaotic lightning. If Electro were included in the game as an NPC, you could find him by the power lines near Steamy Stacks. He'd be testing out his powers and seeing if he could draw energy from them. He'd also reward you with a bounty in the form of gold bars for hunting down Spider-Man. Would you zap this skin the minute it hit the game, or would you rather spend your V-Bucks on our next skin? It's Mary Jane Watson, the love of Peter's life. MJ was first introduced in The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 49, released in January 1967, though she appeared with her face obscured as early as issue number 25 in June 1965. If she got her own skin in Fortnite, we'd give her a stylish outfit and dazzling red hair. For Mary Jane's backbling, we'd give her a cute tiger plushie, since she always refers to Peter as Tiger. After all, her iconic line is, "Face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot." As a pickaxe, she would have a New York City umbrella, not only to fight off the bad guys and mine some mats, but also to keep dry in the rain. MJ would come equipped with a glider made from woven flowers, most notably roses, and not only because of her romance with Peter, but also because she was an actress who was given roses after her performances, as well as being a model who posed with bouquets of flowers. For a skin-specific emote, Mary Jane would have one called MJ's Luck, which would be similar to the phew emote already in game. She was always stressed out and worried about Peter getting injured due to his constant crime fighting, and now she'd have to fight on Fortnite Island. If MJ were an NPC in the game, you could find her over at Pleasant Park, since it most resembles Queens, New York. She'd ask you to help find Chug Jugs to keep Aunt May healthy. So would you be tempted to pick this beauty who ended up marrying the Beast Spider-Man if Mary Jane came to the game? What other comic book characters would you like to see in this battle pass? J. Jonah Jameson, Moreland, maybe Aunt May? Drop us a comment and we'll catch you next time.